Hello and welcome to the spooktacular Monster Mash menu setup. I am Jenny Dempsey, swashbuckler for phone.com, and that is my boss sitting in that chair. Yes, that's what I said, my boss. So today we're going to cover some fantastic things. A ghostly auto attendant setup for your menu. I'm going to show you how to route calls through spooky halls. I'm going to help you create or set up hauntingly creepy hold music for your account, and goblins will terror-scribe your voicemail. Then we're going to have a question and answer session, so get those questions ready for the end or type them in during our presentation, and I will read them at the end. So what is a ghostly auto attendant? A ghostly auto attendant is someone that will answer your phone but not really ever be there. Ha ha ha. Boo is there. Have your calls answered by this auto attendant. So we're going to set up a menu, and I'm going to show you how to do this with a greeting, and we're going to get started right now. So you've logged into your control panel and you're ready to set up this ghostly auto attendant to answer every incoming call so you don't have to. On the navigation bar, when you are logged in, you're going to click Configure. From the drop-down menu, choose Add a Menu. We want to give our menu a name that helps us identify it in the account. And we're going to need to choose an outgoing message. But where do we do this? We're going to need to create that greeting, and that greeting is what will play to your callers when they dial in. We can go ahead and leave it now, and we'll come back and add that greeting, but I did want to show you how to add the basic menu setup here. So we have our ghostly menu, we have our outgoing message, which we'll create in just a moment, as well as our invalid entry message. Allow extension dial allows your callers, if they know the party's extension, to dial it, and you can enable or disable that. I'm going to allow that to be enabled by choosing yes. You can always come back and change this at any time. Then click Continue. So now the bare bones of our menu are created. And I'm just going to save these changes because we're going to pop around in the control panel, ghostly menu, and you'll see it on the Manage Menu section. Now let's get that ghostly voice created. Click Configure from the navigation bar and choose Add a Greeting. Again, this is the greeting that your callers will hear when they dial into your number. So this is important. It's going to give them all of the instructions. We're going to title it something we can help identify it in the account. And I'm going to choose Text to Greeting. Text to Greeting allows you to type the message, choose a voice from our computerized voices, and save it to the account. But you can also record from your phone if you want to have your voice answer it, or you can upload the file if you have created something spooktacular on your computer. So now you can type your greeting. So we're going to create what happens when someone dials in. We're thanking our callers for calling. Let's see, the haunted house. Please press 1 for whoever you want. So this can be your sales department, your support center. It could go directly to you. You get to choose what happens when people press 1. Please press 3, 4. So you've entered your employees' names, your departments, whatever you want into the text to greeting. We're going to choose a voice from the Select a Voice. And for this, I'm going to choose Ransom Note. And then you can add some fun sounds if you would like. There's all kinds of interesting things here. I'll go ahead and add a scream at the end. And you could listen to them as well. It's playing in my ear right now. It sounds pretty funny. So once you've created your greeting, go ahead and click Save Greeting. Now, if this is moving a little too quick for you for the menu setup, we do have another webinar for menus. So you can always view our webinars on our main website if you need any other specific instructions, but this is going to just be a very basic bare bones menu. So once we save our greeting, it's going to bring us right back to the Manage Greetings page, and now we're going to go connect it to what we just set up. Configure, and then Manage Menus, because we already have the menu set up. We're going to click the Edit button to the right of that menu. Now, in the outgoing message section, right now it says None, but we're going to choose our ghostly menu greeting. And you can always preview it here if you forget what it sounds like by clicking the Preview Play button. So the next step is to set up what happens when the callers dial in. Caller selection 1 was to Frankenstein, so we're going to make sure to click the Edit button to the right of the caller selection, and we're going to choose Forward Call, and we're going to forward it to Frankenstein's extension. So we already have the extension set up, so I always recommend starting with that first, getting all of your employees or departments set up on the extension level, then creating your menu. It'll make it a lot easier for you. And you see play hold music while waiting. I'll get into this a little bit later into the webinar, but you get to choose the music that plays instead of a ringtone when it forwards to your desired extension. And for this one, Monster Mash is my selection. 1 to Frankenstein, 2 is going to be to Chucky. Again, we click the Edit button to the right of the menu. From the operation, we're going to choose Forward Call, and we're going to choose Chucky's extension. We're going to choose our hold music, and we're going to save roll settings. We're going to do the same thing one more time for option 3 on the menu. And again, this first column here, caller selection, these are the keys on the keypad that your customers, when they dial in, are going to press to reach each section. So you're basically playing a big connect the dots, big spider web here. So next to 3, we're going to click the Edit option. We're going to choose all calls because we want every single call to forward to Morticia Adams. We're choosing her extension from the drop-down menu. We're choosing the particular music that they are going to hold instead of a ringtone, and we're going to save our roll settings. We're going to make sure that our ghostly menu greeting is saved there. All right, so now we just set up our menu with our ghostly menu greeting, options 1, 2, and 3 forwarding to the desired extensions, and we're going to save all of our hard work here. Then we're going to visit the number section by clicking Configure and Manage Numbers. So now what we need to do is connect our number to the menu that we just set up. So I'm going to work with my toll-free number here, and over to the right you'll see an Edit button. Give that a click. Click Edit one more time next to Number Action, and this will allow us to choose the menu of ghosts. Make sure that your desired menu shows up here and save roll settings. Go to Menu, Ghostly Menu, and we're in business. So now, if somebody were to call the toll-free number, it would route to the menu we just created. We have our greeting that will play, the instructions provided to the callers to press 1, 2, or 3, and when they do press those options on the keypad, it will route them to where they need to go, whether it be Frankenstein, Chucky, or Morticia Adams. So now we don't have to worry about answering our calls. Every time that phone rings, your ghostly auto attendant will pick it up. Now we're going to do some spooky call forwarding. You can answer if you dare and route your calls through spooky halls to unassuming employees with call forwarding. So this makes it fun. You can actually set up call forwarding to any number. Obviously, you probably want to check with them first, but if you want to play a joke on someone or just kind of scare them a little bit, you can route the calls to their phone number. And I will show you how to do that now. So we're going to set up the call forwarding on the actual extension level. So we're going to do the call forwarding to an outside number. When we just set up that menu, we saw how call forwarding to an extension worked. We're going to take it one step further and set up the call forwarding on the extension level. To get to each extension, we'll just click Configure from the navigation bar and Manage Users and Extensions from the dropdown. You'll see a list of all of your extensions, and you'll just want to go ahead and work with the first one by clicking the Edit button to the right. We'll stick with Frankenstein for now and click Edit Settings. When you're in the settings for the extension, you'll want to locate the call handling rules on the left-hand side. It'll be under Settings, a little box will be highlighted. Just go ahead and give that a click. So now what we need to do is figure out what Frankenstein's cell number is, because of course it's 2014. He totally has a cell phone these days. And we're going to set up the call forwarding. All calls is going to be the incoming call type, but if we wanted a schedule set up, we can create that. Or if we wanted to choose a group of contacts, we can do that too. That's some advanced settings, which we also have webinar presentations about if you want to learn more. Under the Select Operation drop-down menu, we're going to choose Forward Call. And now we're going to enter the phone number that we want it to forward to. So we got Frankenstein's cell digits here. We just entered it into the box. So you would enter any cell phone number or landline, whatever local number or international number that you want to enter into the box. If you wanted to add additional numbers, you would just click Add Another Number. Maybe Frankenstein has a landline too in his haunted mansion. So whatever you want to do, you enter it there. Again, the play hold music while waiting, that's going to be the music that plays to your caller instead of that regular standard ringing tone. And you can upload these as you need. So I'm going to choose Monster Mash, and I'm going to save my rule settings. So now we have the call forwarding set up for Frankenstein. So when your callers dial into your menu, they'll hear your menu ghostly auto attendant, and they're going to press 1 on the menu because that's what the instructions say in the greeting, and they're going to be forwarded to Frankenstein's extension. As soon as it hits Frankenstein's extension, it's going to ring on Frankenstein's cell phone, play the Monster Mash, ooh, this is going to be a tongue twister, Monster Mash music to the caller, and then Frankenstein's going to answer the phone. Easy as that. I'm going to do one more just to show you how. So if you're setting up multiple extension forwarding, you can actually, there's a drop-down menu on the top left-hand side of the control panel where you can view all of the extensions. So I'm going to jump down to Chucky's extension, and we'll be brought to the inbox where you'll just want to click Settings, and then Call Handling Rules. We're going to choose the Select Operation dropdown under 2, select how calls should be handled. We're going to choose Forward Call from the drop-down menu, and we're going to enter Chucky's number. Then we're going to choose the hold music that will play, and we're going to have it ring a bit longer because sometimes Chucky might be busy terrorizing someone. This ring time is important. You get to choose how long it rings. Keep in mind that if you are forwarding to a cell phone, your cell phone also has its own internal ring time. So in some cases, you might have to play around with the ring time here. It then becomes a connection time between our system and your system. Then we're going to make sure to save our rule settings because we don't want to lose this. And now when someone calls in and presses the option for Chucky, it's going to ring on Chucky's phone for 45 seconds while playing that hold music. And now let's get to my favorite part, the haunting hold music. You're going to lure your callers in with the hauntingly creepy music while they wait for you to answer. And I'm going to show you how to upload this to your control panel and then set it. We've kind of already seen that, but I'm going to show you one more time because it's totally awesome. So let's bounce back to our control panel here. Under the Configure option, kind of over on the far right at that drop-down menu, you will see Add a Greeting. Now this, you can upload your own hold music if you have it. You can make a regular talking greeting into, the hold music, so to say, that your callers hear. Some people will use that if they want to, say an advertisement or some type of promo instead of having your callers listen to a ringing tone. You could use the text greeting as well. We also have professional custom recordings that you can order from our audio production store. They can make something up real fancy for you with some music and talking. But again, you can upload your own file. Just keep in mind that if you do upload a file that you have the rights to it, copyright, and all that good legal schmeagle stuff. So now you're going to enter a nickname. And nicknames are always important everywhere you go in the control panel because it helps you identify it and connect the dots easier. So you're going to nickname whatever this greeting might be. Monster hold music. And there's this very important option here, allow for use as hold music. We always want to make sure that when we're uploading or recording from phone or text to greeting, any recording that we would like to be used as hold music, you would choose yes. And it sometimes can take up to 10 minutes for that new hold music that you upload to be on the account. So for uploading a new file, when this radio button is selected, we just click Choose File, and we just choose whatever recording we want. MP3 file. I'm going to choose Ghost Sounds and click Open. You'll see the file name appear there. And then you're going to click Upload. It's going to take just a few seconds and it will upload the greeting. If it's a big file, keep in mind that it may take a little longer. Sometimes when you upload the file and that allow use for hold music, it will revert back to no. So double check it. Just make sure that it's set to yes. And then save your greeting. Once you see that little play thing here, you'll see this kind of show up there in the little download thing, you can save it. So now we've just uploaded our hold music. And you'll see before how in the drop-down menu it did show Monster Mash. Now it will also include this Monster Hold music. So once you save your greeting, it will show up, it'll bring you right back to the Manage Greetings page. And then there's another little tab here, this Music Message on Hold. You'll see it's a link when you kind of hover over it. If you click on that, it's going to show you the current music messages on hold that are on the account. So you'll see what you have listed here, and it'll show you the date they were added to the account. So you can kind of toggle between those, between your standard greetings and your music message on hold. Now let's say that you have a greeting and you're like, oh, I totally meant to have that as my hold music. No worries. You can just go right back into it, click the edit button to the right of the greeting and go check yes to allow it for hold music. And then just save your changes. And then once that saves, it will show up in about 10 minutes in the music message on hold section. We can click back there, and there's our Mad Organ that we just did. If you click the edit button, another little fun trick is that you can play the greeting right through here, but you can also download it. So if sometime down the road or you want someone else to go in there and download it to their computer, there's a little download icon that you can save it to your computer if you ever need it for anything else. So now I'm going to jump back because some of our options on the menu want to have different hold music play when someone dials 1, 2, or 3. So now that we have different options selected for our hold music, I'm going to go ahead and go to our Manage Menus section by clicking Configure and Manage Menus. We're going to click the Edit button to the right of the menu. When we click Edit next to Caller Selection 1. So you can always go back and edit everything in your menu. This is really great and really helpful to see. So when someone presses Option 1, we're going to see our call forwarding to the extension, and then we're going to see the Play Hold Music While Waiting, and there's a drop-down menu. When we click the drop-down menu, you'll now see some additional options show up in the Personal category. For this one, I'm going to change it to be the Mad Organ. Then I'm going to save the rule settings. For Chucky, I'm going to go ahead and click the Edit button. And I'm going to change the call hold music while waiting to the Monster hold music that we uploaded. Save the rule settings. And then for Morticia, I'm going to leave it as is. Monster Mash, I didn't have the Addams Family, so Monster Mash works. She's going to have to deal with it. Then just make sure to save your changes. And now what we have just done is updated the hold music that will play instead of a ringing tone. We can also change the hold music that plays on the account when you put a caller on hold. To do that, go ahead and click Configure from the navigation bar And under System Settings on the drop-down menu in the bottom right, click Manage Settings or Hold Music. They'll take you to the same place. When you're here, you'll see the System Audio category. We do have Premium Hold Music available, so you can choose to enable or disable that there. But from the Hold Music drop-down menu, you will also see the same list of your personal hold music. I'm going to choose the Monster Mash. You can preview it here as well. And the random hold music position will allow the music, so if you put your caller on hold, it'll always start from the very beginning of the song. If you choose to disable that, then that's what will happen. If you enable it, it may start from where the song left off. So you can choose to enable or disable that as you need. May matter, may not, but you get to choose that there. And then just make sure to save your changes. So the system audio that we just updated is when you have a call and you're talking to someone and you need to put them on hold. When you hit the hold button or press the option on any option on your phone, or whatever type of phone you're on, it's going to play that music. So we have the call kind of like a ringback tone that we set up, as well as the hold music. Now I'm going to show you how you can transcribe your voicemail. The goblins, because they wait to hear your messages, and they are sitting impatiently at the computers waiting to transcribe that voicemail because you're trick-or-treating and you need candy, so totally important. So let me show you how to set that up on an extension. We're going to bounce back to our control panel and we're going to go to the extension section. Configure from the navigation bar and manage users and extensions from the drop-down. We're going to go ahead and click the Edit button to the right of the extension. Let's work with Frankenstein for now. When you're on the general settings for the extension, you're just going to scroll down a little bit to the voicemail notification settings. So there's two parts to this. So the first part is the voicemail transcription. The second part is getting it in an email or text message. So voicemail transcription. If you check this box, you have two options available. Human-assisted or goblin-assisted transcriptions. These are going to be the first minute of your voicemail that's left for you is actually sent and listened to, and it's all private, so don't worry about that. And the first minute is transcribed. So someone actually listens to it, types it out, and you get it in your phone.com account inbox, or you can also choose to have it sent as an email notification or text message. These are 25 cents per transcription because it's actually a person, or goblin, I should say, listening to them. The first four of these are free, so if you've never tried it out, see if you like it. The automated transcriptions are more along the lines of ghosts transcribing the messages. So it goes through an automated system. It's $1.50 per month for unlimited transcriptions. The automated system will listen to the message, transcribe it to you. Sometimes, just to be completely honest, it gets a little funny. People pronounce things a little differently. You might see some funny words come through when you get it transcribed to your email, but you'll pretty much be able to pick out what it says, and you can always go back and listen to the message. So these options for voicemail transcription are really good if you are on the go and just want to read the message and get on with your day. So you can choose which one. I'm going to stick with human-assisted transcriptions, or Goblin. And the voicemail notification settings. It's always good to get it in an email, but completely your choice. So I'm going to check the box to get an email notification, because the messages will only be available in your phone.com inbox, which is, scroll up on the top left, if you click inbox, you'll see all of your messages. It's only there for about 60 days. So if you want to keep it, save it, have it go to your email, store it on your computer as you need, and it makes it a lot easier in case you need to go back and get it if it's after the 60 days, because we cannot redeliver those, sadly. All right, so we just set up voicemail transcriptions, and they're going to get sent through email, and actually, yeah, and then we're going to save our changes. And now we're good to go. And the next time someone leaves a message on that extension, it's going to be sent. Transcribed by the goblins. So thank you so much for attending our spooktacular monster mashup menu creation webinar today. and I hope that you enjoyed it. There's a survey at the end. Just feel free to let us know how we did, and if you have any ideas for things we can do better in the future. You can also call our 24/7 customer support at 800-998-7087. Shoot us an email, support@phone.com. Send us a tweet, phone.spelled out, com.